we go. Hello everybody, welcome back to my life and tips. My name is Diana. One of the two tips that I have for you today is about distressing while you're at home. We're starting to get on each other's nerves and starting to have some sort of anxiety. When is this coronavirus thing is gonna end? What's happening? What can I do to distress myself? Because I feel like screaming. So one of the things that I like to do is untangle things. I do not know why, but I like untangling things. Like, for instance, I went out to buy yarn and I panicked because I brought it home and I'm like, oh my God, now I have to put it in the washer. Well, no, you don't. Just leave it out there for a little bit or spray it with alcohol if you feel crazy like me, like, oh my God, I can't crochet with it because I just got it in coronavirus. So what I did, don't do it. I put it in the washer in one of those bags like for laundry that you can put inside to wash. And that's what I did. And even though I was like, like, what just happened? Not thinking straight, right? Then I'm like, well, perfect opportunity for me to untangle it because I enjoy untangling yarn, jewelry. Even when you're washing clothes and you know it comes out all tangled because one thing just got onto everything. I enjoy untangling, and this is like one sitting's worth of untangling things, yarn. And another thing that I like to do is I like to sit cross-legged like I am right now. And I like to find a quiet moment, whether it be late in the evening when everybody is asleep and you're by yourself in the living room, or early in the morning before everybody else gets up. So what I like to do is sit cross-legged and practice my breathing. And one of the things that I have a hard time with is keeping my mind blank. I don't know if you guys have that problem, but I know I do. So when my mind starts to wander off, I start refocusing on my breathing, like purposely focusing on the in and out. And if that doesn't work, then I'm using my inner voice to say in, out, inhale, exhale. And so I start to using my inner voice. Now, the way I like to do my practice is when I'm inhaling, I like to use my belly for the inhaling. Like, make sure I really swell up my stomach. And then I might do that either slowly and then exhale slowly again. And sometimes I just do it fast. But most of the time, I'm making myself very aware that I need to do this, swelling up my belly and then bringing it back. What that is actually doing is working those muscles that are beginning to get loose because either we're getting older or we're sitting around too much. So I'm going to show it to you. And the way I place my hands on my knees is I like to drape them around. I like draping my fingers around my knees. I find it to be the most comfortable for me. This might not be the appropriate way, but I'm doing what is comfortable for me and what's keeping me calm and controlling my anxiety. Because believe it or not, this will control your anxiety, and I'm going to show you how. So some people like to be like this. Some people like to do this, different fingers and stuff like that. Sometimes I feel like just placing my hands here, having my elbows close to my body if I'm too cold. But for the most part, I like to drape my fingers around my knees. So now that I'm calm and set up and I believe no one else is around, of course the house is full of people, I start to prepare myself and I close my eyes and I'm going to start swelling out my belly. Hopefully you can see that. So what I just did right there, I tried to inhale as much air as possible on my belly, and I start to push the air in a little more. Then it went up into my lungs when I felt it like go up like this. When you start feeling up your lungs, it's when your body will kind of stretch up a little bit all on its own. And then I'm trying to let out the air nice and soft, slowly bringing in the stomach, tightening up this area as if to squeeze all that air out slowly, gently, and calmly. So I'm going to try to do this one more time. This time I'm going to do it a little bit louder. So when I'm going to inhale to expand my belly, and then when I exhale, I'm going to exhale through my mouth. But I'm going to try to force my stomach all the way in, but try controlling the exhale. So here it goes. Did you see how my stomach, I kind of, my body crawled in a little, excuse me, crawled in a little just so I can squeeze my stomach in as much as possible. So when you're doing that, and this is for the first time and you might not notice or pay attention, or if you do, here's what's happening. Many times when you are expanding your belly, you feel like, oh wow, this is getting comfortable, because now your organs have more room, and you're stretching yourself. But once you start to come back in and try to squeeze all of it out, you might feel some tenderness somewhere around your organ area. So what that means, that perhaps you ate something that did not agree with your stomach, and now that particular organ is swollen, and that is the reason why you're feeling some tenderness. Or sometimes when you go around touching your abdomen to see, I do that every now and then, because sometimes, I don't know if this is where the spleen is at, it feels swollen, and I'm trying to pay attention as to what is potentially irritating it. Is it because I ate something crunchy? Is it because it was something too soft? It was too greasy? Or maybe it was yeasty food. I love yeasty food, but yeast doesn't love me back, and it has the tendency of swallowing me up. Like for instance, we went to an Italian restaurant and it was buy one get one. So I ate one for dinner and I had one for lunch, and guess what? That didn't work for me. So throughout the day I was just unhappy. But prior to that, I had eaten Mexican food, which was involving tacos. And then I had some flour tortillas. There was a bakery near my house that graciously enough gave out free flour tortillas, as well as the Mexican pastries. And they also gave like a gallon of milk and a dozen of eggs. So with that said, I was eating bread. So of course, that's yeasty food, and it swelled up my stomach. So another tip to this stress is continuing with the breathing. What sometimes I do is I hum. So here we go. I'm going to show you how I do the humming. But if there are days where I'm feeling frustrated and I wanted to yell at somebody and I wanted to just scream, or I'm feeling anxiety as to when is this coronavirus gonna end, I want to get out already and mingle and socialize. I want to go to Starbucks and sit there and enjoy my breakfast, my hot coffee, my pastry, and I want to be you know, on my computer or my laptop, just enjoying people around me. So this is what I do. Notice that I only focus on letting out the frustration, but not being out loud. Notice that I was letting out the frustration, but I was being calm. My face was not like this. Only my breathing. And believe it or not, I do not know what is it about this breathing. Look at my face. I can do a little bit because like it turns red. I don't know if you guys see that, but my face is totally different tone than décolleté. I don't know much French, although I'm 6% French. My face turns red and I'm not wearing any foundation or anything like that. Right now I'm as raw as I can be. Okay, you guys, so notice that even though I was forcefully exhaling, kind of like a scream, because it's what it is. It's what it feels like. That liberation of being able to scream, but in a very calm manner for the sake of the people around you. And if it will make you feel uncomfortable, give your family a warning. Hey, I'm gonna start meditating and I'm gonna try breathing techniques. So if I get too loud, that's what I'm doing. They don't need to know that you're frustrated and ready to scream at them. Just like, you know, hey, I'm gonna start practicing some breathing stuff. And then that way when you're breathing all of a sudden, like, what's going on? Are you okay? No, oh yeah, she already told us she was gonna be doing some breathing exercises. So again, I'm gonna demonstrate how to expand. I don't know if you guys can really see it. So maybe I could wear two different tone clothing. This is not an outfit, this is two different pieces. But the idea is to expand your stomach as much as possible and then suck it in as much as possible while you're controlling your breathing. I don't know what's going on with my mouth. I'm having a hard time getting the words out and controlling this. Here we go again. One more time. Guys, I kid you not, it feels so liberating. And after you do that inner voice screaming in a controlled manner with controlling your face, it's just so liberating because you're releasing that frustration. You're releasing it, but you're controlling it. Like, hey, I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna do it my way, and I'm gonna be civil about it, and I'm gonna control myself. Nobody needs to see my crazy, because I can be crazy. Fun fact, I was raised in South Central LA, so don't let the ghetto come out of me, because I can get it out. I just choose not to. Alright, you guys. That's enough for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't too long, and I hope you can find something to do. And most importantly, I do hope that this breathing exercise helps you with some of the anxiety, something to calm your mind, or, instead of screaming at your kids or your spouse, do your internal screaming with a control face, and then you feel so much better about yourself because you were not nasty or you were not crazy. Bye now.